I think I drove by the WorkLodge. It was either a Saturday or a Sunday. And I could see all of this commotion. And I see all the doors open. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is Mike doing? So I walk in and I see all these fans and I see everything. I'm like, oh man, it looks like something bad happened. And I get to Mike and I'm like, Mike, what happened? He's like, dude, we had a flood.
You might not know this, but I used to work in kidnap, ransom, and extortion. And so I used to be on the road a lot, and when I was home, I worked from home and hated it. One day I woke up and thought, I'm gonna go and get me an office. And I went to look at an office, and it was shocking, absolutely shockingly terrible. Completely vanilla, completely corporate, 4 walls of solid drywall, a solid wood door. I didn't see a human being all the way in and all the way out. And it was called Executive Suites. And the lady said to me, this is the only one-person office we have. It was $800 a month. This is in 2013. I went home and thought to myself, why would I pay $800 a month to go and be on my own in a solitary confinement drywall cell when I could just do that at home? So I said to my wife, babe, I don't know anything about commercial real estate. How hard can it be? I think I can go and build something that would be awesome, and when I walked through the doors, it would put a smile on my face and people would enjoy coming to work there with me. The original plan was 7,000 square feet, signed a lease and started some construction. And then while we were doing that construction, started to feel more and more confident this was a great idea. There's no co-working spaces like anywhere. This is 2013, 2014. Like, it's not a thing. I had no pre-sales. I had no one telling me they wanted to sign up for an office, but I just thought, man, this is a good idea. You probably need more space. And so we stopped on the 7,000 feet. It was 2 buildings over that way. And we did a new deal on this space, which was a whole lot bigger, shall we say. When the metal studs were finished framing and you walked in, it was like a sea of metal studs. There was nothing else. It was just metal everywhere. And the way we designed it, for those of you that don't know, if you go down the hallway and look right, we designed all the windows between the offices are a dead straight line, and you could literally stand almost at the far end of the space, look through a window, and it would be a straight square, like almost like a visual effect, all the way down to the end and outside through the window. And we opened with 119 offices when we opened in the summer of 2015.
The early days of working at the WorkLodge were a lot of fun, but a lot of hard work, because you were joining it's like an early stage project, pretty much, right? It's a relatively new concept, right? So not very many people know about it. You are trying to build all of these offices. You have all of these people in offices. They all have their own, not problems, but the things that you have to help them out with. And so it was always not chaos, but very busy. And then there would be these times where something crazy would happen, like literally a flood, or something would break, or just literally anything. And I can remember the process to getting those things repaired was so much more than what I ever thought kind of went into it.
As long as OSHA's not paying attention, there was definitely some interesting nights. We did a lot of stuff helping companies set up their offices and trying to make things as custom as possible. And I think the best one was when we were able to get a contract for the back room, the back event space. And there were only maybe 2 internet ports that were there, and they needed 48. And so we had to figure out how to run Cat6 cable from the server room to the back event space. And it was like, I think it was like 200 feet or something like that. And so it was myself and Mike and then AJ literally walking along the drywall above the ceiling, trying to run the cabling, and that was fun. And also trying not to go through the ceiling, and try. So that was probably the most fun, doing that, and just like, hey, we just had to figure it out,
A business that touches our business, we're in a building and we take about a third of the building, and then there's other tenants around us. And so they had some issues, and there was a water leak that came from them to us. First time it happened, it affected about 4 offices, and that was December 23rd. And we were very lucky that one of the offices it affected was at the time my largest, most valuable office, And I had a team coming that day for a second visit to look at the office because they wanted to take it. And so we fixed that. And then about 3 months later, it happened again. Except this time it wasn't 4 offices, it was 17 offices. No, maybe 8 or 9 actually, second time around. Bit more of a problem. Some of them were occupied. So that was fun. And it took us a month or two to fix all of that. And then a couple months later, it happened again. Except this time it was 40 offices. That was really challenging for us. It was over a third of the space. All the floor was shot. So the floor's pretty floaty under the water. And then you can see, put my shoe in, and I'm up to about maybe a 3/4 of an inch, maybe. So it went to about there on my finger for depth.
I think I drove by the WorkLodge. It was either a Saturday or a Sunday, and I could see all of this commotion, and I see all the doors open, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is Mike doing? So I walk in, and I see all these fans, and I see everything. I'm like, oh man, looks like something bad happened. And I get to Mike, and I'm like, Mike, what happened? He's like, dude, we had a flood. Like, we have all of this water. We've been like trying to get rid of it, and so there was a lot more than what you're seeing now. But there was a lot of water, and so I come in, on Monday, and we kind of start peeling back the like the drywall and stuff along that back edge over there, and we start to kind of investigate like what is going on. And then we realized that it wasn't anything from our space, it was from a space that was next to us. And so now we got to start this whole situation of like, how do we now deal with that? It was a long process. I think it was somewhere between 3 and 6 months of like just a tremendous amount of stuff. And
those were some of the big challenges, I think, in year 1.
The members are truly intentional as well, and I feel like when you first step in to one of the workspaces, you get to see the vibrant, friendly faces of the staff and team members. And not only that, but they help create connections with the current members. Even when you're walking around and touring, they'll stop and say, hey, John Doe, they could help you with your business by XYZ, and then creating that genuine connection and building rapport, and you're not even a member yet. That's just really awesome and intentional, which I love.
One of the reasons that I'm here is to have people around me. Again, not working with them, but talking with them. Every morning I see the same group, sitting out in the lobby, talking, getting ready for their day, getting their coffee. I'm passing them, saying hello. Then there's others that are already in their offices that I see, talk to every morning, and then throughout the day. And then obviously WorkLodge has the networking opportunities too. I will say I'm bad about joining those, but when I have, it's always been a lot of fun, and it just gets us out of our offices to talk with each other more. But yes, I feel like I've gained friendships by being here, and just collaboration with each other. A few times people have asked me about the business that me and my husband own. They'll ask about that and then go walk across there and actually take part in going to those and doing those services there. So it's been really nice to have those relationships formed, and then in some cases expanding beyond to maybe business opportunities too. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Here we are, WorkLodge number 3. Just behind me, you can see it. Obviously we haven't started any work yet, but come on in. I'll take you for a quick little look around.
say probably one of the sweetest ones is my new neighbor, Stephanie, who is right next door to me. She moved in, and you guys were doing this really fun game of like for Valentine's Day. And so we got to write anonymous notes to, if we wanted them to be anonymous, little sweet notes to people. And I just love Stephanie's energy that she had, and she is so sharply dressed all the time. So I did a little sweet note to her, and she and I have just really formed a nice relationship. And she makes me feel very welcome here, and I hope I did the same for her as well, since she was new to the WorkLodge.
If you've watched this video all the way to the end, I just want to say, 1, thank you, you're amazing. 2, if you've ever been in a WorkLodge, used a WorkLodge, touched this business in any way, genuinely, I appreciate it. It's been an awesome experience for us. We've made so many good friends here. It's been such an incredible journey. If I knew when I started what this 10 years would look like, sure, there's been some ups and downs, but overall, it's been overwhelmingly humbling to me to just be able to be a part of the lives and the journeys of so many people, staff that have been on our team, members that have started companies, grown companies, exited companies. It's just amazing. You know, in this little pocket of time in the great world of Earth, that I've been able to just be a little piece of somebody's life for a few weeks or a few months or a few years, and we don't take it for granted. So, you know, here's to the future, here's to whatever comes next. And if you've never been in a WorkLodge, yeah, I think you kind of missed out a little bit. I'm just saying. So come say hi and, you know, let's grab a coffee.